He was clapped by a friend, who is now attempting to clap his lover, but he reappears as a ghost. In the first scene, we meet Sam, a banker who is attempting to create his own version of the American dream with his love Molly and his buddy Carl. Sam and Molly are putting their blood, sweat, and tears into renovating their new love nest, while Carla provides moral support with the occasional high five. He's like me in that he doesn't do any work one day at work. To lighten the mood, Sam and Carl find themselves crowded into an elevator with a dozen other people. Carl laughs about having a contagious illness that causes a rash in sensitive areas, causing a mass exodus. Back at the apartment, Sam joins Molly in bringing in his statue, which is the spinning image of a deformed tree. It's art that night, but Sam has the jitters that something horrible is on the horizon. Molly comforts him with "I love you," and he promised that they'd take on any challenge as long as it wasn't algebra for real. Why did they add letters to math? Later, we discover the couple's playing with clay. Sam pauses, possibly wondering if he can live with her cooking, but he can always eat that as they celebrate their decision. A suspicious person with a gun approaches them and demands Sam's wallet. A gunshot sounds out in the midst of the chaos, and Sam returns to find Molly crying over his now dead body. Talk about a story twist. As Sam's bodies are rushed to the hospital, detectives question him. Molly and an elderly ghost gentleman appear to give Sam the lowdown on his new afterlife predicament. Another soul obtains its VIP ticket to heaven, while the older ghost person explains the whole heaven or hell thing before disappearing, leaving Sam both dead and bewildered and sorrowful. Sam's ghostly adventure continues as he realizes he can now walk through people, which is great for avoiding awkward situations. Simple discussion. Sam finds himself at his own funeral, talking about the ultimate party crusher, am I right? He notices Molly and her pal Carl having a sob fest. Sam spots his random ghost chick chilling in the cemetery like it's her VIP lounge. He sticks close to Molly like a clingy ex-boyfriend, but with more feels and less being alive. Molly thinks to herself, I can still send Sam's presents. Sam attempts to converse with her, but only the cat can see him. Sam and the cat lock eyes. The tension is palpable, and then poof, the cat hightails it out of there. The next day, Carl and Molly rummage through Sam's possessions as if they were on an episode of Storage Wars. Carl tells Molly she should take a walk and move on because, spoiler alert, she isn't the one who died. In the meantime, Sam's killer sneaks into Molly's house with the key. It's a mystery how he got it and what his evil bands are. Molly reappears, and the assassin escapes. Sam attempts to warn her. Sam channels his inner cat whisperer to frighten the cat into scratching the killer's face, and the man runs in fear. Ghosts and heroes. Sam follows the killer through the door and onto the subway, where he is confronted by another ghost, clearly a seasoned combatant. This guy looks like a ghostly Chuck Norris, grabbing salmon and touching tangible stuff. The ghost yells at Sam, telling him he's in the wrong neighborhood and to go. When the train comes to a stop, the killer exits, and Sam follows him home. The killer sits on his bed, dials a phone number, and admits that he didn't find what he was looking for in Molly's house and that he'll try again in a few days. Sam discovers a spiritual advisor sign and discovers his lady Oda, who is hoping to contact her late spouse Otis. Sam isn't having it and accuses Oda of fraud. When she hears his ghostly voice, she builds her chamber, and later Oda May's assistants take care of her at her apartment. Sam speaks passionately about her, almost asking her to help Molly by spilling the beans about the mad intruder at her house. Oda, who isn't thrilled with the idea, calls Molly, but when she discovers it's a message from Sam, she says, "Nah, I'm good," and hangs up. He refuses to accept no for an answer, so he starts to sing an off-key serenade to keep Oda awake. Finally, Oda caves, reasoning that anything to silence this man is acceptable. Odin Samuel rushes over to Molly's crib and presses the intercom, but Molly is still on scam alert and ignores them, so Oder's left yelling random secrets at Molly's window, looking like a raving madman till Molly eventually gets the point. Carl thinks it's all a joke, but decides to investigate Sam's purported murderer just to make Molly happy. He kisses her cheek and tells her to take a breather. Carl and Sam arrive at the killer's hideout, where Sam finds Carl and the killer are almost best friends. Sam overhears their talk and realizes Carl paid the assassin to steal Sam's wallet, which had the entry code to a lucrative $4 million bank account. Sam wasn't supposed to be clapping at the end of the story. Carl walks away, instructing the assassin to look after Oda. Sam follows after him, hurling insults at him, but it's as if he's yelling into a stone wall because Carl can't hear anything. Molly spills her guts at the police station the next day, but the cops are all convinced Ma'am is one of them. Meanwhile, Carl sneaks into Molly's apartment, swipes the access code, and cashes in on the large windfall. Later, Carl passes by Molly's house, apologizing for not believing her, and unintentionally spills coffee on his shirt, which he removes, helping him score some brownie points after some awkward chit-chat. Carl kisses Molly on the lips. Sam becomes upset by his jealousy and knocks something off the table. Sam tracks down the creepy subway dude who beat him up before. This guy's got mad go skills and Sam's all about learning the tricks of the trade. Sam gives it a shot and nails it. Ghost high five, says the stranger before diving into a passing dragon. Who wouldn't like to ride around in a supernatural party vehicle like that Soja ghost? While talking to his wife, Orlando decides to spin Odo's corpse. Oda is irritated by this unexpected interruption and urges everyone to chase after the phantom figure. The squad dispatches the assassin, who steps in and takes a seat. Sam is always on time. Oda rushes to her chamber as the killer fires a shot at the door and then scampers away like a scaredy cat as the helpful ghost gives her the 411 on her uninvited guest. Sam promises Oda a ghost-free existence if she helps him with something the following day. Sam went to the bank to try to sabotage Carl's plan. At her best, Oda Rita Miller impersonator plays the account owner, and Samax is her personal ghostly teleprompter. Sam blasts his former coworker Ferguson, calling him a clown. Odin creates a security female who has been hanging out with Ferguson and his strange smoking wife. Sam informs the others that chatting up Ferguson will be a joke because the guy was so intoxicated at the party that he could have talked up a cardboard figure of Tina Turner and now remembered a thing. Hoda tells Ferguson she's come to withdraw all the money and shut the account. Sam, in full panic mode, throws a box of letters flying as a distraction when Molly enters into the bank. Carl returns to work, attempts to access Miller's account, and panics when he discovers it is nearby. He is concerned that someone has tampered with the computer, but when a coworker offers to help, he claims, "Nah, I got this," because he is plainly committing fraud as Odin. Sam leaves the bag. Oda is already making plans for her newfound fortune, but Sam, the ghostly voice of reason, asks her to donate it to charity. Oda says no way, I'm the charity, but Sam wants her to understand that holding the check is a one-way ticket to danger. Meanwhile, Mr. Beast was sweating bullets as he paced about his office, attempting to think of an explanation. Sam decides to have some fun by moving a chair and freeing Carl, then typing the word murderer on the screen with a sly grin. Carl loses his cool and destroys the computer. Carl drops over Molly's place a few days later, hoping to find out what Oda has been saying about Sam. Carl's eyes light up like emojis, and he requests for medication since he's becoming ill. Molly goes to get the medicine on Monday morning. Sam pokes Carl as if he's trying to gain his attention on Facebook, leading him to stumble. Carl takes a large knife from the kitchen and tells Molly he's going to turn her into a ghost like Asper. Carl issues an ultimatum to Sam, demanding that the money be handed over by tomorrow or Molly would be ghost toast. My finest joke, probably ever. Carl splits like a banana and says he'll be back tomorrow night when she returns with the meds. Sam senses that things are going to get serious, so he flees to alert Oda that the killer's automobile is approaching. Just then, the Doe as the henchmen sneak in Odin. Sam notices the two criminals parking outside Oda's crib as if they're late for a party. Sam turns on the water and, like a frightened Magsy, draws Boo on the mirror. Sam throws the killer into the street, and he collides with everything like a living pinball. He screams like a streaker at a football game and is hit by a car. When the killer's spirit appears, Sam says, "Dude, no way." Then, from the earth, creepy figures like to relate to the underworld party and drag. "Yo, send the killer to the hot spot." Sam dashed off to warn Molly, Carl's looming competitor, but she's stubborn as a mule and refuses to let Oda in, threatening to call the cops. Oda reveals Carl's murderous plans, and Sam dishes on Molly's outfit to prove he's there, then samples a little ghost trick levitating a penny like he's David Blaine, and Molly's mind is officially blown through tears and a smile she lets out as Molly calls. The fuzz and communicates with Sam via Oda as if they were using a supernatural walkie-talkie. Sam doesn't hesitate, and the ladies embrace like it's the end of a rom-com. Then Carl comes in like the world's worst neighbor. Molly made a dash for the balcony after shooting the lock to gain entry. While Sam attempts and fails to stop Carl, the ladies tiptoe on boards as they climb a ladder onto a worksite. Carl is hot on their trails, and as they ascend another ladder, he grabs his leg as if they were playing a strange game of tag. Molly transforms into a superhero, rushing on Carl to save Oda, but he knocks her down. He grabs Oda once more, but Sam shoves him off like a boss. Carl smashes a window, but karma is a glass, and a big shard falls on him, effectively putting an end to his evil career. His spirit floats out as he bites the dust, and he finally sees a heartbroken and disappointed Carl. Soon after the gloomy underworld, Sam stepsons the light off to the grade beyond. A dazzling portal to heaven opens up for Sam before he boards the Celestial Express, and he hugs his beloved Molly one last time, making it a moment they'll both remember for the rest of their lives. Sam stepsons the light off to the grade,